join me. Let's do some art.
What I have here is an old wooden round lid from a kitchen container. Now it was a little bit messed up, so I gave it a coat of black gesso, but now I will work on top of it using my acrylic paints. Now today's project is of course my contribution to our September 4-Core Art Challenge. And when I'm done with it, I will of course show you the lineup of all the photos you sent my way with all the projects that you made for the challenge. And then at the end of the video, there will also be the new challenge for the month of October. So please stay tuned. For now, I'll let you enjoy me playing around with colors. I will also use some permanent markers, some gel pens, but as soon as this lid is decorated to my liking, I will be right back with you. All right, now on to the next part, which is this old wooden box. It has great dividers in it, and I want to dress it up a bit, and so I cut to size some sturdy chipboard I could use to make some doors. But before I go any further on that, I will add a coat of black gesso all over this box. Now while that is drying, I add some varnish to this eyeball, and for that I use a triple gloss because it gives me the shine I'm after. It gives it that sparkle and brings the eye more to life. It will also protect the paint, of course. Time to let this dry, so back to my box. I have these toy hands and I want to attach them, and I use these metal things from the handyman drawer. They look like round nuts, and they will help them to stand up straight and attach more safely. And next I cut some sturdy paper into strips as I want to decorate those doors. Now here on the table you can already see a little pile of doodads. Those are taken from the handyman drawer. There are some tiny game pieces, little bits of jewelry, just small things I want to use to decorate just some of the corners of this box. So I think this is a good time to turn you over to some music for good. I will, like always, put anything you need to know in the captions, and I will be back with you whenever I need to explain something, definitely towards the end of my process. So please enjoy. So it's done. I glued everything down, including that big jewelry piece. I decorated it the same way I did all the other little bits and pieces on the two opposing corners. I like how the design fades out towards the bottom. I also added a few green beads, the same here on the other side where the design fades out towards the top. I added a few doodads to that bottom corner, a few more here on the top, but then this ledge actually had no decorations and didn't look completed. So I added a chain, I added a game piece, some little beads, some metal bits, and then this bright green ring that fit perfectly to the background color here on the top, where the arrow points to the nice sun emblem. And next I have a key hanging on this hook I added into this very narrow little compartment. There is some linen in the background. And then there are, of course, my two guardians. They definitely bring in some oriental flavor, and I close their eyes for a bit of mystery. And in the background is that diamond paper. Here on the bottom I added that little cat and of course a small arrow. Now both hands and both arrows have a certain direction they point to. It all ends with the big doors. Down here I added a dice just for a door stopper. I believe the feet really add to the overall look of this piece. But now on to those big doors, which by the way were a bit more tricky than I had anticipated. I had to cut into the wood in order for the left door to open properly. But now it's working, it's functional. I like the little door handles. I made a little closure. And here is the Chinese script, the linen background, and that nice bright shiny eye, which of course turns. Now for the closure, I poked some holes into those handles, added some jump rings, a little bit of chain, and then an old magnetic closure from a necklace, which as you can see works really well and I believe adds to the overall look of this door. I wanted it to look old and rustic. Now, to me, this whole thing reminds me of a shrine with a bit of mystery thrown in. And I hadn't planned on that at all, but it just developed in that direction. And I'm quite pleased with the way it came out. So here are some close-ups of some of the areas that may have been a little hard for you to see during the video. But as soon as these are over, of course, we will go straight into the lineup of all the wonderful projects you sent my way. Please take your time, look at all the details, and I will be back with you right after. Enjoy. Alright, like always, I want to give a big thank you to all of you who played along in the challenge and sent in your photos. As you could see, the lineup, like always, was very inspiring and full of very unique and great ideas. And please do play along again in this month's challenge. Now, if you're new to the challenges, please go below in my description box, and there you will find a link to my intro video, which will get you up to date. It's all very simple. So it is the month of October already, just 2 more months and 2022 is already completed. So for October I thought to set a theme that could go in different direction. It could definitely fit to the holiday. Many of you celebrate in October Halloween. Definitely can go into a completely different direction. It could be harvest related, autumn related. It could be none of those. It could be really a scene of your liking. Again, you can work 2 or 3 dimensional. So the theme I set is aware, beware, danger. So as you can tell, it can play very well into the Halloween idea, but it could be taken in a completely different concept just the same. Aware, maybe aware of an environmental issue. Beware, maybe there is something ahead, something happening that you should be careful about. Danger, of course, it could be any kind of scenario that shows something may be happening or something is a dangerous place. So you figure out how you want to incorporate the idea of this theme. Like I said, 2 or 3 dimensional. You can do a painting, you can do a collage, you can do an assemblage, anything so in between. You can use any medium you like. So that would be number 1. Number 2 would be that we would include something that is broken, something that is ripped, something that is not perfect. So you could use crackle medium or crackle paste to achieve something like this. I have crackles here as a stencil. You can definitely use fibers. This one here has a rip, a big hole. It's also pretty ripped on the edges. I have a cup here that is broken. It doesn't have any more handle. This was broken off a statue. You can have wooden pieces that you could break just for this project and include. So something that is broken, ripped, messed up should be included in your project somewhere. Again, aside from 3-dimensional projects, it could just be painted or drawn just the same, or you could use collage pieces that are completely ripped. You think how this would fit for you. Number 3, we would include the shape of a half moon. So something like this. These are actually moon shapes. Some resin pieces. But you could always make your own shape using, I have a hose here. You can use cardboard. You can of course paint it again. This is a bracelet. You can bend it to the shape you might need. And it doesn't have to represent a moon. It can if you like, but it could be a doorway, an arch. It could be anything else you want it to be. I'll leave that up to you. Maybe you have jewelry pieces. You could just cut a piece away and that would give you a moon shape, a crescent shape, right? Or you could draw something with the help of a ruler or a plate or whatever you might have. So that would be part number 3. Include a crescent or half moon shape somewhere in your project. And number 4, last but not least, we will all include at least 1 spider. Now it could be a small spider where you would say, oh look, there's a spider somewhere. Or it could be a spider that is one of the main attraction of your project. Or it could be a bunch of spiders, but at least 1 spider should be somewhere. Again, you can draw it, paint it. Maybe you have a piece that you can collage. Maybe you have some 3-dimensional, that's a little kitty ring, and that's one that glows in the dark. So I bet you could find some spiders somewhere. So that's it already for our October challenge. Pretty simple. The theme, aware, beware, danger, 2 or 3-dimensional. Add something that is broken, that is not perfect, that is cracked, ripped. add a crescent or half moon shape somewhere in whichever size you'd like, and add at least one spider. You can add more. So that's our challenge for October. I think it's really fun to work with some of these ideas, and I hope you agree and you will all join in. Like always, at the end of the video you will find a list of all these 4 core elements one more time. You will also find them again in the description box. And if you have any questions, just send me email or put a comment below. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you will come back and see me soon again. I will be back here on my channel as soon as my next project is done. Until then, stay well, stay creative, and bye bye for now.